What is going on? Everybody, what is going on? The catch. Fam, I hope everyone is doing phenomenal tonight. I hope you guys have had a great start to the week. I hope you've had the best Monday of your life. I hope you guys are ready for another live 2024 fantasy football draft here at the catch. We will be hopping into a Underdog fantasy football draft tonight. And I think the way things are looking tonight, we're hopping into a best ball mania. As good as it gets. Could do a weekly winners. MMG has moved over to an 8-hour clock only. So can't do that on stream. I'm not going to enter the big dog. Corgi, we've already done our one max. Bulldog, fine. But at that price, I'd rather just enter 3 Best Ball Mania tournaments. So Best Ball Mania it is tonight, which you guys know. If I'm going to get a entry in, there's nowhere better than Best Ball Mania, right? So I will hop into the lobby at 11:50 p.m. Eastern time. So about 2 minutes, 11:50 for all of you Underdog drafters. Let's do it, ladies and gentlemen. I'm excited. The landscape right now, Underdog drafts, is just a little crazy. We are seeing a lot of quarterbacks taken, some ADPs changing. You got some risers. We'll talk about all that throughout tonight's draft. Let's talk about our fantasy news of the day while we kind of wait here. 11:50 p.m., about 1 minute for anyone who wants to enter draft with me. All right, Bengals running back Chase Brown continues to take majority of reps at running back with the first team offense. We talked about this last week. This is a player who can step in, be the RB1, be the pass catching back, whatever it is. At his current ADP, you got to start taking some shares of Chase Brown. Zach Moss might be the goal line guy. That's fine. Chase Brown brings that upside. He's going to get in the mix. This was the belief throughout the offseason, but now we're seeing it. Zach Moss will probably still be heavily involved, but Chase Brown, at his ADP, you got to take some shots on him, right? Outside of that, that was a report from last week or the other day. It's the same one. I thought this was a new one, but it's not. So nothing new there. I was like, oh man, they're reporting on this again. It must be big. But outside of that, the only thing that I saw today, and I'm entering the lobby right now for anyone out there. So we've got 7 spots. Best Ball Mania, get in the lobby. Do it. The Cowboys apparently are closing in on a deal with CeeDee Lamb, is what I read today. So let's see if I can find that. I thought for sure this would be on my fantasy news, but it's not. But I mean, once again, this is I guess it's coming from supposedly a good reporter. 4-year extension worth between 136 and 138 million. So I don't know off the top of my head where that puts him. It would put him second. 34 million average per year, second only to JJ. Guarantees, we don't have any idea that I know of, that I see. But this will be good if we can get one of these Cowboys players just done, right? All right, couple red badges in tonight's draft. We got J-Dubs at the 1-3 and myself at the 110. We got Andis. We got Sugar Shane. We got Off the Sheen. But don't underestimate these no Badgers and the white Badgers. It's going to be a good draft. And, guys, you're just going to see, for the most part, competitive drafts moving forward, especially once, I mean, August is practically here, but once we are officially in August, middle of August, end of like these drafts are going to be far more intensive. So people are going to be a lot sharper. I don't care if they have badges or not. Just be on the lookout. All right, so 110 for me. Probably going back-to-back wide receiver with these two picks. Maybe if Bijan or Brees falls, which sometimes Brees falls at the 110. I don't see Bijan falling as often, but maybe I go running back here. There goes Brees, so no. Going to go A.J. Brown, Puka Nacua, or Garrett Wilson with this first pick. I will go with Puka. I'm fine with either player, Puka, Garrett Wilson, whoever you like. Both have good, kind of late round quarterbacks that you can select, whether it's Matthew Stafford's ADP's at 148. He's moved up just a hair. It's closer to 150 past couple of weeks. Aaron Rodgers at 159. He's moved up a hair as well, but yeah, like literally from like 160, 161. So, but still, both are guys that are going in later rounds. All right, so give me Puka there. And yeah, I feel like drafting from, like you see A-Chain gone there. Like this is really a place where you can draft any player that you know is not going to come back to you. You can draft right here. I'll go Drake London though. I'll go Drake London. If you want to switch it up there, like, JT, Chris Olave, Nico Collins, all those guys, fine. Deebo Samuel, Saquon Barkley, fine. But if you want to, like, go against ADP and take Jalen Waddle there, you want to take, I've seen Devonta Smith there. It's like, if there's a player that you're not going to be able to select later on, and Devonta Smith goes at the 2-4 tonight. I mean, that's a good example, right? Like, he's got A.J. Brown, now he gets Devonta Smith at 2-4. Like, you're going to see more drafts start to, stray away from ADP and just players going out and building specific teams. And especially when you're at that turn there at the beginning of the second round. I mean, we've seen that earlier in the offseason. We're going to see more of it. So we see Saquon Barkley go in that area sometimes, especially the team that's drafted A.J. Brown. When you really look at it, Jalen Hurts' ADP is 41. So this guy's in position to get him at 40, or if he just wants to lock it up at 33, he can. There's not really any incentive for any of these teams, myself and the two in front of us, to take Jalen Hurts, between picks 35 and 39. So J-Dub says, I'm going to be a bit rusty coming off of vacation, missed all training camp news. Nothing crazy. I mean, if you're paying attention to like highlights, and that's really all it has been. I mean, like, I can go over it for you. Tresner, what's going on, man? Good to see you. Yeah, I won't be surprised if he goes Hurts in the third, but if Hurts lasts the 33, I think you just push it to 40. I mean, especially if like Josh Allen has not been selected yet. Training camp news. You probably know about Jordan Love and Tua getting extended. Jamar Chase not practicing. He's doing a sit-in, not a sit-out. Kirk Cousins fully medically cleared. Dave Canales comes out and says Deontay Johnson is the wide receiver 1 for the Panthers. Quinn Johnston's still not playing good, but apparently John Harbaugh came out and defended him. Anthony Richardson's a full go. Nick Chubb's on the PUP list. J-Mo's getting a lot of hype coming out of the Lions training camp. Michael Gallup retired. When you look at the Kansas City Chiefs running backs, it's kind of interesting right now. Pacheco's the guy, but then right now we're seeing Deneric Prince get the next most touches with the first team. Clyde Edwards-Helaire has been kind of banged up. So he's been a player I've seen more drafted. It's Deneric Prince. I'm going to make this draft pick. I was going to say Derrick Henry's there at 34. I might go ahead and take him. I will take Diggs here. Trying to get some more exposure to Diggs because I don't have a tremendous amount. Odell Beckham's on the pup list. A.J. Dillon is in the best shape of his life. And I feel like that's going back, we're 6 days ago. Kadarius Toney got snaps at running back too. I think you've seen all this. So. Xavier Worthy, hype train. We've seen some good practice clips of Aaron Rodgers to Garrett Wilson. We've seen the New England Patriots training camp. I was going to be careful about how I said this. Actually, well, I'll take Michael Pittman here. I'm surprised he slid. Would have been happy with Zay Flowers too. But yeah, the Patriots offense in training camp has looked pretty sharp, but there's one corner in every clip who's getting burned, so I'm optimistic about it. But then I've also seen one or two catches against Christian Gonzalez as well. Sorry. We've heard mixed things out of the Broncos training camp. Most of it's coming from inside the Broncos, so it's hard to say. But I haven't seen any actual clips or anything coming out of them. But I do think when we're looking at who are some of these late round offenses and drafts right now, especially best ball drafts, that can hit this year. They might not be what the Texans were last year, but in theory, the closest. Panthers, Titans, and I think the two starting to rise are going to be the Broncos and the Patriots. Rock out. Do you have vetoes in your league? No. I think it's up to the commissioner. If there's just a trade out there that's completely egregious, that just hurts the league, then the commissioner can overturn it. Outside of that, I just say you guys are adults. You can trade as you wish. And in Dynasty, it's pretty much the same thing. Dynasty, I think there's more of a reason to have vetoes, but redraft, no, it's not that. I mean, if your league is a $500 buy-in, then sure. Tristan Hawkinson talking about coming back after the week 6 bye. Yeah, we've seen that as well, and that was a big one. But I haven't really seen an impact on TJ Hawkinson's ADP. He's still being drafted where he was being drafted before. So I had brought that up. Let's pay attention to this one, and then nothing really happened. Yeah, the Henry pick there at 33 was a good value. And yeah, he is building a nice little squad. But nah, yeah, I don't want to take a quarterback here in the 4th, so I'm not going to snipe him. I think it was a good push, especially because Mahomes and Allen were on the board. So it's you knew the likelihood of you not going quarterback at 33 and pushing it was probably going to work out because at least Allen's ahead of Hurts in rankings. Then this team at Team 6 gets the Mahomes-Kelsey stack. Also a good team. Amon-Ra, Waddle, Kelsey, Mahomes. But yeah, I'm just going to draft how I draft, and it is what it is. I try not to look too much at other teams, you know what I'm saying? It's I'm going to focus on my squad. All right, so I'm probably going wide receiver 58. Then running back or tight end at 63. We'll either go hero running back or one elite tight end early. I mean, it is important to look at other teams, but I don't want to like stray away from my strategy just to like snipe someone, you know. Now I do look at other teams. I shouldn't have said that because like especially when we're in later rounds and I'm targeting like, you know, oh I have Puka Nakua and I want to see if I can push Matthew Stafford to 154. Well, where's the team with Cooper Kupp and it's J Dubs? Does he also have, you know, is he in position to draft another quarterback or has he already drafted two quarterbacks? You know, he's got Lamar, so that helps. But right now, people are drafting like the quarterback range has just completely changed. So, two players that I like right here. Three really that I just have a tough time passing on Hollywood right here. Knowledge, no way Laporta should make it past the third round. Yeah, he did fall back a little bit at usually not. I mean, this is kind of a lighter tight end quarterback draft. We just have one tight end or quarterback through the first three rounds, and then the fourth round we see McBride, Allen, Mahomes, Hurts all gone. So generally, you see Laporta kind of between picks 34 and 36. Dang, this guy took White and Cook, who were both who I was going to consider at 63. Good picks. All right. Let's send it. 6 wide receiver start. I don't have any problem doing this. Going 0 running back. Aggressive at wide receiver. We're in position where we can get late round quarterback stacks, right? We get Matthew Stafford late. We get Kirk Cousins late. Jordan Love is still semi-late. We'll be fine. The other pick there for me is I'm okay with Mixon or Walker if you want one of those guys as your hero running back. And then if not, it's Ingram for me right there. And I'm okay with going Xavier Worthy there, but I want to kind of diversify from the Chiefs offense already having Hollywood Brown. And we already have Diggs and Pittman on the same bye, so that gives us, and Hollywood and Puka on the same bye. So if we have Puka, Hollywood, Xavier Worthy on the same bye, just getting one more offense, Packers, Christian Watson. Ability to get Love later if we want that stack, and one more separate bye week. Tristner says, I like you picking 5 wide receivers off the rip. Yeah, I don't have any problem going 5 or 6 wide receivers starts in Underdog. The risk right now that I'm seeing with doing it, though, that I wasn't seeing as nearly as often, if ever, earlier in the offseason was the quarterback landscape is changing in Underdog, and people are getting more aggressive at quarterback and drafting more quarterbacks in general. More people are doing less 2 quarterback builds and doing more 3 quarterback builds, and we're even seeing some 4 quarterback builds sneak in. Rocco, do you like going heavy wide receiver over running back? If I do this in a PPR mock, like one of our subscriber mock drafts on Sleeper, I might take 4 wide receivers in a row and then get a running back or 2 running backs, and then go back to wide receiver. But, you know, in a sleeper mock draft, if I'm practicing for a double flex league, which is like what all the leagues that I run are, which, by the way, we do have $20 buy-in, full PPR redraft leagues open right now. We have 2 completely filled. Third one is over halfway filled. We'll keep filling them for about another week or so. So if you guys are interested, let me know. But, yeah, like if I get wide receiver 1 and 2 and the 2 flex spots filled at wide receiver, I'm okay with that. Then I'll get a running back usually, or I like going. My strategies in Underdog, which I guess this is what we should talk about because this is what we're drafting in. Is either go very aggressive at wide receiver, I go hero running back, I go double hero running back, or I go with what I would say is you draft an elite tight end and 4 to 5 wide receivers through the first 6 rounds. You can either go running back at value for that additional player, or you can take a 5th wide receiver. So just kind of depends on the board, and I feel like this start, Puka, Drake London, Diggs, Pittman, Hollywood, Watson is, there's good. These are all players that I like right now that are all coming at good value. So I'm okay with taking these players. I don't want to go sometime. I mean, I've done so many entries that I might do this, but generally, like, I don't want to go just 6 wide receivers and draft like whoever's there. If I'm going to go 6 wide receivers, like, because Hollywood fell a little bit here, it's like I want to draft guys that I feel good about, and that I feel like are going to have good seasons. So if those guys are coming, like Pittman at 39 is a good value. Watson, I'm okay with taking right there. So I'll take my first tight end. I'm surprised Evan Ingram fell this far. I'll take him at 82 all day long. Kyler's available. I would imagine Sugar Shane over here is hoping he falls. Stack him with Marvin Harrison. Now, Kyler at 87, I will take unstacked. And so, like, you're already seeing teams like this team has Richardson unstacked and Stroud unstacked. Like, you're just, quarterbacks are just in a weird spot right now. And I'll just draft teams with late round quarterbacks until this kind of sizzles out, because it's like, I don't really know what's going on. I mean, I know the team that won last year had 3 quarterbacks, and that's part of it, but it's like, it's just hard to explain. You're seeing some weird stuff happen. All right, so for this next pick, I'll probably just go ahead and throw a running back in the mix. Probably the smartest thing to do. And I'll see if Jordan Love falls to 106. If he doesn't, it's okay. I'll target Trevor Lawrence. I mean, a quarterback tight end stack has proven to be a lot less effective in Underdog, or best ball, I should say, but we'll see what happens. So I'll go Zamir White here. I mean, Aaron Jones or Zamir White. I'm taking more of Zamir White. I have a hard time trusting Aaron Jones this year. Knowledge is Herbert is a steal of drafts this year. Yeah, I like where he's going. And like when you look at, if you are focused on a stack, right, there are players on the Chargers at wide receiver that you can take late. Ladd McConkey goes at the 6.12 tonight, but then there's guys like Josh Palmer who are going later. Josh Palmer's ADP. Oh, right in front of me. 99.6. Then Herbert goes at 134.2. So like a very obtainable stack, I'm not going to talk about Quentin Johnston, but I mean, he is a player too. I think Palmer at value is very good. I still think Ladd is number 1, but he's going to be in the slot a lot. I think Palmer could have that red zone upside, So, I'm not against Herbert. I do kind of agree with the fear potentially that it will be a run-heavy offense under Jim Harbaugh, but Herbert should be in a better place this year compared to last year for sure. But yeah, like in redraft, one single quarterback drafts, it's like if you're going to punt quarterback, which I think right now is a smart thing to do, yeah, you can take a guy like Herbert. You can take a combination of Herbert and Jaden Daniels. It's like you can get an upside in a guy like Jaden Daniels, then take the pocket passer guy who's probably going to stay healthy in Herbert. Albert, what's going on, man? Yeah, I mean, Trisner saying he got Ridley. I wonder if he goes Levis later. I mean, Levis is a guy going late in drafts right now. And see, like, I wasn't fully expecting Jordan Love to fall out to 106, but like, I don't really understand this pick. Like, there goes Dak. Like, why did... I mean, is there some correlation I'm missing? But, like, why would you not go Dak here when you have CeeDee Lamb? You know, why do you go Jordan Love there? And then, like, why is this team even going Dak? You know, it's like people are just, like, drafting. I guess maybe because the team that won last year had CJ Stroud unstacked. Like, maybe people just aren't as concerned. Now this guy goes Jaden Daniels, like, with McLaurin. It's like, why would you not just go Dak right there? I don't know. Just, I'm telling you, like, the things I'm seeing happen at quarterback are just weird. I think people are panicking too, like, because you're seeing, I mean, we're at pick 102 and the top quarterback is Brock Purdy. His ADP is 110. And it's like, I'm just going to let everyone panic, you know? Like, I think you can still get a top 10 quarterback when you're looking between Trevor Lawrence and Matthew Stafford. And then I think there's good enough options in, like, Watson, Rodgers, Geno, Baker. I think you just got to find one of these late guys: Levis, May, Young, Carr, Nix, Fields, or Russell Wilson, Sam Darnold. Like, you're going to have to pick one of these guys that you like too in these much later rounds. But even though all those guys will get drafted, there is, like, no quarterback who's not getting drafted right now. I think the closest thing would be the Raiders quarterbacks. You know, because you got Minshew versus O'Connell. It's like people just feel weird about that situation. Make sure you stack with Watson. They're going to be insane this season. Yeah. And it's like, it's just a weird ADP. And really, like, when you look at things, there's plenty of drafts earlier in the offseason where he would fall to 106. I wasn't really expecting it, but yeah, it's like I got to take him almost 10 spots before ADP over my first running back when this is already a 0 RB team. It's like, it just doesn't feel good, you know? All right, let's go Chase Brown here. And yeah, I'll just let everyone panic. I'll go Stafford at 135, or I'll let him push to 154. If I don't get Stafford, like, it's okay. It's okay. But that's the thing. Like, right now, I think you have to consider taking your quarterbacks a couple spots against ADP. And it just is what it is. Which makes it more difficult to go 0 running back. You know, because, like, those are valuable spots for a 0 RB build, you know? When earlier in the offseason, like, you'd see quarterbacks like Cousins, Stafford, Watson, Roger Smith, Baker get just pushed. You could take them sometimes 10, 12, 14 spots against ADP. You know? Trisner in redrafts, I punt quarterback, get Purdy in the 9th or Herbert in the 11th. I mean, that's generally what I've been doing too. Maybe not those exact names, but that tier. Tua, Trevor, Brock. If you want to take 2 guys, you want to throw Jaden Daniels in there, Jared Goff, Stafford, Cousins. There's just, like, I think when the season starts, we're going to have quarterbacks on the waiver wire early too. Quarterback in, like, redraft formats right now is just not getting any type of love. All right, so this guy goes Trevor Lawrence, at least with Brian Thomas. All right, so yeah, these are going to be tough 2 picks here at 130, 135. So I can probably get 2 running backs who make me feel okay about my RB room. I don't know if there's going to be anyone at 154, 159 that make me feel okay. But the thing is, right now, I still got Tua, Goff, and Herbert on the board. And, like, you look ahead, like, it's just hard to say. Got some teams with elite quarterbacks, but no second quarterback. Because it's like really the most valuable quarterback for me to take is Stafford or Cousins. It's like, is there potential that they could fall to 154? I don't think both do. This is tough picks. Teams in front of me also are single quarterback, so. I think I've probably drafted more of. I mean, I guess I could just check my exposure. I think I probably drafted more of Stafford. No, Cousins at 21.7. Stafford's at 18.8. I'm going to go Jerome Ford. Because Gus the Bus and Eckler getting taken there scares me. But still, for a 0 RB room, Zamir White, Javonte Williams, Chase Brown, Jerome Ford, with this loaded wide receiver room, and still, I mean, we got a great value on Evan Ingram at 82. Still an okay place to be. All right, there goes Tua and Goff. So I don't think Herbert's going to go. So I feel bad because we were talking about Herbert. But for this team, it makes more sense to go with Cousins or Stafford because we have Drake London and Puka Nacua. So I'll go Cousins, see what happens. But we're actually in a good spot here. I mean, for going 0 running back, we have a quarterback stacked with a wide receiver. We have a great wide receiver room. Puka Nacua, Drake London, Stephon Diggs, Michael Pittman, Hollywood, and Christian Watson. A great tight end one in Evan Ingram. And this is an okay running back room for a 0 RB approach. Zamir White, Javonte, Chase Brown, Jerome Ford. Got Zamir White, who's going to be a workhorse running back for the Raiders. I know there's been mixed things about Javonte, but I still am holding out faith that Javonte will be the RB1 for the Broncos. Chase Brown getting those first team reps, a lot of upside there. And Jerome Ford, I think, is going to start the year as a starter for the Browns. So I'm okay taking him there all day long. And we'll just see. So let's see. We have got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more selections. Take one more running back. 2 more wide receivers. Tight end. We can take 2 more quarterbacks, 1 more quarterback, another tight end. We're in a good spot. See what happens here. So 154, 159. I mean, I'll take Stafford if he's there. I don't know if he's going to be there. He's the top quarterback available right now. It's too hard to say. Then I'm starting to target Adam Thielen more, just so like as a emergency, I can draft Bryce Young and still have a stacked quarterback wide receiver. So I like Thielen in this range. I of course like DeMarcus Robinson. I like Ricky Pearsall, who's still hanging around. Then we got 2 tight ends that I would draft if they're there, and Cole Kmet and TJ Hawkinson. So I think we're in a good spot no matter what. Rico Dowdle is a top available player. So I don't think he'll be there, but I like him too. Tyler Algier is kind of interesting. A good fit for this build, too, having Cousins in London. Good RB5 for this build. Rodgers is out there. Don't have any Jets players, but you can always go Malachi Corley a little bit later. We got options. There's no way Javonte's not a workhorse for the Broncos this year. I mean, I agree. We've heard so many mixed things, different things throughout this offseason. I'm just ignoring the noise. I think he's the best running back on the Broncos roster. I'm just not. Javonte's a guy I've been drafting. If I'm wrong, then I'm wrong. I think he was the best running back in that offense last year. You know, I could see a world where Jaleel McLaughlin or Audric Estime are involved, even Purine's involved. Right now, it's looking like only 3 of those guys are going to make the roster, but I just don't see Javonte getting traded or cut. So, Disbanded Brotherhood, what's up? What's up? Good to see you. Yeah, a lot of good value here in the 13th. Hawkinson and Komet gone, Dowdle gone, now Pearsall gone. So that thins out the guys I was targeting, but oh well. Still have a pretty good couple of players in mind here. I was about to say, I don't know what this guy's going to do, but this is a good push on Stafford. I really didn't know if Stafford was going to be available there, so I'll just take him. And that takes care of quarterback. Cousins, Stafford. If we want a late round guy, we can take a swing on a guy. But for now, like I feel good at quarterback. Pete's in the house. What's up? Sean Payton might cut him because everyone is telling him he can't. Right? Leave it up to Sean Payton just to cut the one guy who actually makes sense to not cut. Dang, Chuba Hubbard gone. Man, Sugar Shane has been drafting some studs. A jerk. Wow. Adam Thielen snipe. I mean, they just don't know about my boy Demarcus Robinson. I'll take him at 159. I don't care. I was about to go Kamani Vidal right there, but you know what? I'm not letting these boys take Demarcus Robinson from me. So now, let me see. What, 4 more picks? Probably go 2 more running backs. I got to try and get a tight end, I believe, in behind Evan Ingram. So I'm going to hope Cade Otton falls. Take Ben Sinnott. Take Chicken Conquo. I'm not going to worry about a third stack for this team. See if, like, okay, there goes Baker. Sometimes Baker falls to these picks, and I'm like, if Baker's there, I'll take Baker as a third quarterback. I don't care, but yeah, now I feel like we need 2 more running backs on this team. Chase, what's going on, bro? What's going on? I think Javonte goes late enough to return value 100%. I'm just going to keep taking him. I don't care. Don't dispute it. I mean, I get why some people will, but ignore the noise. Yeah, that was a nice Stafford push. Get the double stack there. J-Dubs, I wasn't going to say anything, but I thought you might be going. And I was. It would have made sense if he took him there at 147 or even 142. But I'm glad he didn't. So you just do you, bro. And honestly, this draft has not been too terrible at quarterback compared to some of the drafts I was seeing in recent days. But yeah, I got to kind of take like 2 shots at running back here late. I'm not going to get super hung up on it though. JCB, what's up? Your D-Rob shares don't want to look at the Jordan Whittingham hype. Oh, God. Dude, I'm not even going to lie. I've not heard a single thing about this man. Coming out of Texas. He's impressing teammates as of 14 hours ago. It's pretty special and so impressive, according to Cooper Kupp. Hope this guy tears his ACL. He's 6'1", 205 pounds. 18 reps on the bench press at the combine. Shoot. Almost cursed on stream. I never curse. Yeah, and you know what's interesting, right, is like Tutu Atwell's still on this roster. And, I mean, right now it's looking like he's the wide receiver 4, but Atwell had some big games last year, too. Early in the season. I mean, literally early in the season. 17.9, 15.2, 17.2, 7.4, 8.94, 10.1. Like, kind of the opposite of DeMarcus Robinson. It's just hard. Like, where Robinson goes, it's like, I just feel like there's no risk involved. You know what I mean? But I do need to. I just don't know if I can stop drafting him, to be honest. I should. But like, I think I have a problem, guys. I don't think I can do it. Who? I mean, I was drafting Malachi Corley. I was drafting Bateman early in the offseason. I'll take Michael Wilson if I drafted Kyler. I'll take Pearsall if he's there, but he's usually gone. I was drafting Burton early. I haven't drafted a lot of Roman Wilson, which I really liked him going to Pittsburgh after the draft. I've taken shots on Troy Franklin. So, like, I'm taking everyone else in that range. Yeah, but I don't know. Whittington, get out of here, bro. Which Giants wide receiver outside of Neighbors are you guys drafting? Randall Robinson or Darius Slayton? Dude, Kendre Miller has fallen so far back in this draft. Randall Robinson looked a little tempting, looked a little juicy right here. He feels faster than ever, too. Shane, what's good, bro? Yeah, honestly, Levis has been going a little bit earlier. Oh, it is to Pedgelord. Dude, he called it. Pedgelord's been drafting okay tonight. I kind of like his squad. I do have a problem, J-Dubs. Oh, Shane says Keon Coleman versus Brian Thomas Jr. And Shane goes Brian Thomas. You know, I think because I draft so much Christian Kirk, Evan Ingram, I'm probably going to say I'm more inclined to draft Keon Coleman. J-Dub says Hyatt late. Hyatt's a good call, too. He made some plays last year for sure. Especially when DeVito was quarterback, right? Tresner says none. That's fair. If you have to pick one. JCB says Randall and Hyatt. Yeah, Randall felt like a good value there. But I really needed to shore up my tight end 2 and get an RB5 on this team. Because really, I was going to take Chuba at 159, believe it or not. That didn't happen. Chase Robinson had a sneaky 60 catches last year. I mean, I like Robinson. like at face value, but it's just been a awful offense to be in. And he was hurt most of his rookie season. I liked him going into his rookie year, but he could not stay on the field. Last year he started the year hurt. And he had some spike games too, but that's the problem is all these Giants wide receivers. Man, I remember Isaiah Hodgins was like one of my late round guys last year. He might not even like make the team this year. Allen Robinson's on this roster. Isaiah McKenzie. Yeah, Hyatt. Okay, Hyatt didn't really have spike games. He had a good game against New England with DeVito at quarterback. I remember him being a waiver wire target and then doing nothing the rest of the year. Trisner says Bucky Irvin puts him over the top, dude. Bucky Irving's fine, but he's not going to overtake Rachaad White. I don't care what anyone says. My opinion on the matter is the only one that is important. Rachaad White is the GOAT. Man, I got 3 running backs on a week 14 bye, but it leaves White, Chase Brown, Jerome Ford. I think I can survive that. I don't really care for Antonio Gibson, but this team felt like a team that needed him. I think Ingram and Kate Otten can get us through. I'm going to take one more wide receiver to end. I found myself drafting Darius Slayton lately because he has good chemistry with Daniel Jones. I don't know what else to say. Like, that didn't even convince me when I said it. He was hurt in June. That's great. I mean, he wasn't good last year, but I think he had the most double-digit fantasy performances out of any Giants wide receiver, which is not saying much. He had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and only like one of those came with Daniel Jones. If that, because what did Daniel Jones get hurt week 4? So maybe none of them. 2022, he's pretty. You know what? I'm drafting Darius Slayton because I actually have needed to switch up my round 18 wide receivers because I've drafted a lot of DJ Chark, Zay Jones, and Odell Beckham, and I've thrown Devontae Walker in that mix. I guess I could have gone Hyatt. I got started later than I thought I would, so I'm just going to do one draft tonight. Kind of had a long day. I got a lot I got to do tomorrow, too. And I got to edit a video for tomorrow. And then tomorrow I basically have to record and edit all day, edit for Endgame. But nothing wrong with that. Living the dream. But yeah, I just got started later tonight than I thought I would. I didn't get on here till like 11:40. My bad. Have a good night, Tresner. I'll be back on tomorrow night. But yeah, a good draft tonight. I missed the fast puppy, but we got Cousins stacked with London, staph infection stacked with Puka, and the GOAT, Demarcus Robinson. I'm okay with just these two quarterbacks. Zero RB approach is Amir White, Javonte, Chase Brown, Jerome Ford, Gibby, and Pierce. Stacked at wide receiver, Puka, London, Diggs, Pittman, Hollywood Brown, Watson, Demarcus Robinson, Darius Slayton. And tight end, we got Evan Ingram and Kate Otten. A really good value on Evan Ingram tonight. He kind of saved this roster. Got him a pick 82. And I would have been okay with Ferguson with one of these two picks, but Ingram is a great value, I think, there, especially with these 6 wide receivers we took right off the bat. Good enough running backs. We got 2 stacked quarterbacks, late round wide receiver and running back flyers. Good enough tight end, too. It's a good draft. Good entry. Renamed 5 on the rep. Dude, I've done plenty of drafts where I take 5 to 6 wide receivers right off the helm, so. But not a bad name. All right, so that puts me at 70 total drafts, I believe. Not including weekly winners. What is my pre-draft? I want to see my pre-draft team. Stroud, Fields, Darnold. Okay. White, Monty Swift, Chuba, Keaton Mitchell, Damian Pierce, Lamb, Collins, Diggs, double Houston stack. J-Mo, Dobbs, Shaheed, Pearsall, Hyatt, Schultz, and Conco Everett. Okay, interesting. Got one pre-draft team. I got one eliminator that I drafted with J-Dubs. It's not loading. So, I mean, technically 78 drafts. We still got about a month to go here. I did 34 fast puppies. I would have I really should have just maxed out the fast puppy, but J-Dub, sorry, let me pull up your squad. Lamar, Action Jackson, and you didn't stack him, right? Then Watson with Foreman and Njoku. You don't have to stack him, right? Stevenson, Mostert, Zeke, Ray Davis, Herbert, Foreman. So basically a 0 RB team. Hill, Debo, Cup, Deontay, Cooks, Demario Douglas, Quentin Johnson, Malik Washington, McBride, and Njoku. So your team is fine. Oh, okay. What just happened? Did I accidentally entered 2 slow drafts for MMG? So I was like, wait, I thought these were... What happened to the 30-second clock? But yeah, after you went 3 wide receiver to start, I thought you were going to start with 5 wide receivers. And when you got Lamar, I didn't exactly know what you were going to do. I thought you were going to try and stack Lamar, but there's no one to really stack him with. But if you just want Lamar, that's fine. But I think the team is fine. Do you like Quentin Johnson? I do like Malik Washington in the 18th a lot. The other guy is a later-ish tight end or wide receiver value that I like is Jalen McMillan. You got sniped on Bateman. I would have taken over Malik Washington. I would have gone Devontae Walker. But I do like Washington. And he got Hill. Okay, I mean, okay, I got you. That's fair. Oh, Bateman went at 165. But at least you got your boy Ray Davis. Don't have much QJ. I was just curious. Yeah, you can take Lamar. I mean, that's also part of the problem is it is okay to really take any quarterback unstacked, especially these top tier guys, you know. Just a weird landscape right now. Best ball quarterbacks. All right, so that does it for the night, ladies and gentlemen. J-Dubs, thank you for drafting. Everyone who hung out tonight, thank you guys for being here. I'll be back on tomorrow night. We'll throw another draft your guys' way. We got a short out for the night. I think that went out during the stream. So go check that out. We had a mock draft go out earlier today. Have a video out tomorrow for you guys. If you guys need anything, hit me up on Discord. We'll go from there. Very quickly to end, Chandler at pick 13 in my 18-team league, 1 quarterback. PPR, do you think I should try and target at 13? Any strategies? Get the best available player. You're playing in that large of a league, go literally for the best value possible. I've played in a 20-man league. I've played in 16-team leagues. I've played in 14. 18 is going to be tough. Just literally take... So who's the 13th overall player? I mean, you're looking at you might end up going running back, but if you can take Marvin Harrison Jr., that's fine. You're breaking into kind of a next tier of wide receiver. You take Gibbs, that's fine. You can take JT, Barkley, A-Chain, fine. I think you might end up going running back there. And then just go hero running back. Would I take an early quarterback? No, I try to get a mid to late round guy. You're just going to see such little value at wide receiver and running back as the draft goes on. There's more guys you can take, but I would go for dude, if I'm playing an 18-team league, me personally, the upside of quarterback with an early round guy is going to be valuable. Don't get me wrong. Do not get me wrong. But the way I do it, I'm going to load up at skill positions, and I'm going to be targeting Baker Mayfield and Matthew Stafford. I'm going to try and get 2 quarterbacks. It's going to be Jaden Daniels and Trevor Lawrence. Stafford and Jaden Daniels, or Purdy and Jaden Daniels, or Purdy and Baker, some combination of 2 late round guys. And I'm just going to load up at wide receiver, running back as long as I can, and try to get a good value tight end sprinkled in there. It's tough, dude. It's not easy to plan for 18-team league, and there's probably no right answer. I'm telling you, in an 18-team league, you're just going to have a lot of luck, and you're going to have a lot of success on the waiver wire, and you're going to have to make a lot of correct starts and sits. It's a tough world. So don't overthink. Do not overthink the draft process. Try to load up at the positions that are going to be more difficult to fill as the season goes on. It's hard. It is. And hope that your players don't get injured. But good luck, man. Let me know if you need anything else. All right, I'm getting out of here. Hit the like. Do the YouTube stuff. Check out the content throughout the week. I'll talk to you guys soon. Love you guys, man. Loves community. Love the Catch fam. With that, I will say thank you guys so much for watching and or listening. And remember, you saw it here.